Hey everybody!
Hello!
It's Friday, that means Funhouse Fridays, and it's Friday the 13th.
Yes, it is. Spooky.
I even wore my skull shirt in honor of Friday the 13th, so...
Friday the 13th doesn't bother me, so I didn't wear anything scary other than my face.
Let's hope nothing scary happens.
Yes.
Well, welcome in. Thank you all so much for tuning in again. It's episode 3, and we're glad to have you along. And thank you again for the last couple of weeks. We've had so much support from everybody out there, so we greatly appreciate it. And I also wanted to mention our Facebook page. Ernie and I have been working really hard on trying to kind of focus on our Facebook page. We've always kind of just relied more so on word of mouth advertising and musicians that recommend artists and other artists that come in here, and then they recommend to friends and artists to come in and record with us. But we're really trying to hone in and focus in on our Facebook page. And recently, this week, we hit over 500 likes. Woo woo! So we're super excited about that and really proud. So thank you so much. If you haven't liked our Facebook page, please do so and let all your friends and family know. We'd appreciate that greatly. On to today's topic. Today, since we kind of already talked about who we are, we took you on a tour of the studio last week, we thought we'd kind of delve into more of what actually happens in the studio. So today we're going to talk about song selection and pre-production. Yes, and make sure that you share this video, comment on it. Again, send your questions our way, send your comments our way. We'd be happy to address all of those. But I'm going to let Ernie kind of take the lead on this one today and kick it off, and I'm just going to kind of interject when needed.
Okay. Yeah, as Heather said, song selection and pre-production are two of the more important parts of the whole recording process. Obviously, song selection, because without a song, you don't have anything.
True.
As the Songwriters Association's Maggie Cavender many years ago said, it all begins with a song. And that's true. The whole business runs on the song. And so if you're a songwriter, that's great. If you're not, it really doesn't matter. If you're a good singer and you want to come in and record, we handle all different combinations of songwriter-singers or just songwriters. So if you write songs, there are a few things you need to know. Some of this you may already know. You probably need to be signed with a performing rights organization. Mm-hmm. In the United States, we have at least 3. I think there are a couple more smaller ones that have started, and all due respect to those, I don't really know how small they are or large. But the main 3 that you'll hear about are BMI, ASCAP, and CSAC. We won't discuss a whole lot about that, but what they do is they collect your performance royalties from radio and television primarily. And the other part of the songwriter-publisher equation there is the sales of music, and that comes directly to the publisher from sales of records or downloads and that kind of thing. Another thing that the PROs will handle is streaming, which is very popular these days, kind of what we're doing now, I guess, although we're not doing songs. But so finding those songs is the most important thing, I think, for any project. We've got to figure out if you have songs, are they good enough to be on your album or CD project that we're looking at? And we'll try to be very objective and real about this and honest about finding the best songs to suit your package and project that we're looking for.
And a couple things about that. So if you have written songs and you come in and record and you create this fantastic CD and album, then you definitely want to get paid for it. You want to get credit for it. So I think a lot of people don't know that step out there. You might be a songwriter in Oklahoma or Texas or Canada or California, and you have all these songs and you want to record them, but if you record them and then put them out and you don't have them registered with BMI or CSAC or ASCAP, then they're never going to know that you have these songs and that you've released them, and you're never going to get any money or any credit for that. So that's really important to do.
It is. It's to get all the business side of the business taken care of is really important, and we'll certainly help you walk through those processes of making sure your songs are registered. In the United States, as I said, we have the PROs here, but Canada has their own as well, and all the other territories do. So if you're in a foreign territory, you can check on the societies that collect for that particular area. So that's part of getting it all set up right. But going ahead with the song search, we want to look at what you have, make sure that your songs fit what you're wanting to do, and hopefully they will since you're writing them. And if you need supplemental songs, Nashville is the hub. I think the best songwriters in the world are right here in Nashville. So we definitely would like to use that opportunity to find those songs, and there are several ways to do that. Word on the street is one way it would certainly help with. But another way is being a part of a tip sheet, which there are several of those in town, where you can be added to the tip sheet, and writers and publishers will actually send you songs, submit songs to you for recording. And just to clear up one thing that might be a little confusing, it doesn't cost anything to record a song or to pay for the song up front necessarily to record. You pay for the sales that you either anticipate or that you have for the project. Typically, you're going to manufacture 1,000 CDs, so you would pay the publisher of each song 9.1 cents per sale, and that would be 1,000 times the 91, which is $91. You would pay each publisher for the song, and they would in turn pay the songwriter half and half of that $91. So that helps to clear that up a little bit. But you can record any song that's been recorded already without even permission, although you do request a license and pay for it that way, as I just mentioned. Songs that haven't been recorded that might be submitted to you, you do need permission for the first use. So if they're pitching you the songs, though, it shouldn't be a very hard process at all to get that permission and get a license in place. Just part of tucking in the business side of the equation.
And one of the great services I think that we can offer you here at Funhouse Studios when you come to record with us is consulting with you, is a consultation. So if you're sitting out there and you have some songs that you want to record, but you're like, I don't know if this collection of songs would be good for an album. I don't know if it's, you know, the right material, that kind of thing. Or I've got 5 songs, but I feel like I need 5 or 6 more to do a whole album, but I don't know what's going to work well with the material I already have. That's where ERNIE would be a fantastic resource. So absolutely, give us a call, send us an email, go to our website, funhousestudios.com. You can send us an email through there. You can find our phone number there, and set up some time to meet with ERNIE and I and sit down with ERNIE, play him your songs. He'll be happy to listen to them, give you honest feedback and opinion, and kind of let you know what direction he feels like you're going in and how he thinks he could help find you other songs to supplement those, or what songs, you know, you may have a song that you're like, I don't think this is that great, or I don't think that's going to work, and ERNIE may hear it and say, this is fantastic, this is definitely something you should use. So it's always good to get, you know, various opinions, second opinions and things about your songs.
Yes, it is. And we don't have to sit down necessarily to do that. It can be done through Skype, through the internet, sending me MP3s of your songs, emails.
You actually do that a lot. I feel like you probably more so have people send you the songs through email or even a voicemail or something, and kind of do it that way by phone more so than in person. Because, I mean, we understand that a lot of you, especially in other states and things, you can't just pick up and come to Nashville numerous times. So whatever's convenient for you.
Yeah, and there are a lot of ways for us to gain access to your songs and to give you the feedback that you need to see where you stand, so to speak. But we'll do the song search. We'll go through your songs, see what matches your style, and try to match up the songs. And then once we have the songs, we start what we call pre-production. And
the most important.
Yeah, it's the most important part of the process, because it gives you an opportunity to have input, if you want it, in how the songs are going to be brought to life by the musicians that we hire. Also, those musicians who we hire will be dictated by the style of music that you're doing. The musicians in Nashville, and particularly the ones that we work with here at Funhouse a lot, are unbelievably flexible in the different styles of music they can play. But there are certain touches that we would want to, put a more emphasis on for your particular style in a lot of cases. So in that pre-production process, we would take the songs that you've chosen. I would probably do a chart on them first, which is a number chart, and we'll talk more later about the number system in Nashville, which is an unbelievable tool to use to let the musicians have a way to play your songs very quickly and easily. It's a great adaptive tool. So we'll write that chart, and then we'll start discussing what we hear on intros and turnarounds and endings, and how we want to bring the dynamics up in a certain part of the song. What part needs to be quieter? What part needs to be the biggest part of the song? And how it's going to begin, end, play in the middle, come the ups and downs of the songs, all the way to the ending of the song. So that's what we do with the pre-production process. We go over each song with that chart. We'll talk about it, and like I said, you'll have as much input as you want. If you want a lot, we'll certainly listen to everything, and we'll try to agree on a direction for your songs. And then that song chart that we give the musicians will have enough room there for them to have a lot of creative input as well, because these guys are unbelievable, and girls. There's a lot of girl musicians as well. So we don't want to seem like they're only guys that we work with, but we just have some great musicians here who have unbelievable ideas as to what they can have input, and they'll offer that input gladly, and most always are point on in whatever they suggest about a change or direction or whatever it is. Excuse me. So great musicians to get the best sound that we can possibly get for your song.
And I think that's one of the great things we offer here as well. So everybody knows anytime you're doing anything, preparation is key in anything. Being as prepared as you can, because it's not just like you come into the studio and then the magic just happens quickly and easily. There has to be that pre-production step. And I'm not sure about how other studios work. A lot of times I think they probably have like a studio owner that runs it. They might have an engineer, that kind of thing. They might have some producers that they are able to get and bring in. But having Ernie here and him being a producer and him being able to do this whole pre-production with our clients and artists is so amazing and so great for you, because when you come into the studio, you absolutely want to maximize your time and your money. And if you come in here and you haven't done all this pre-production, then it becomes this back and forth of, well, I kind of wanted this here. I really want this instrument on this. Well, I wish we had gotten this instrument to play here. And then it's too late. So if you've decided all that beforehand and you know exactly what tempo you want your song, what arrangement you want, who you want to take the solo, you know, you want the solo here to be steel guitar on the first song, and the second song you really want a heavy fiddle solo, and you've got all that decided beforehand, then when you get in here to the studio, it's just like a painless, quick, easy, magical process, and it's also less stress. Because you can just come in and just watch the magic happen and relax and know that everything's taken care of and that you're going to get exactly what you want. You're going to get the sound you want, the musicians you want, the instrumentation you want, and it's all just going to be fantastic.
Yeah. As Heather said, it's all about maximizing the time that you spend in the studio. Yes, we're in the studio business. We want to sell time, but at the same time, we're very aware and sensitive to the fact that most people work on a really tight budget. So we want to maximize the use of your funds to make sure you get every ounce of quality out of the worth out of the money that you spend, and we'll certainly work hard to maximize that for you. Once we get all that done and we go in the studio, the magic does happen. It's amazing to see these guys work. I'm amazed every time I sit down with them. I've done it a lot of times, but every time we sit down in the studio, these people really are masters of their trade, and they just amaze you with what you can hand them a number chart of a song that they've never heard before, and in 15 minutes they have a track that sounds like a record. And that's just the first step in it. Of course, we get the tracks first, and then we go into the vocal booth to do the vocals, the lead vocals, and we do background vocals in the mix process, mastering and so forth. But it's all a great process, and this pre-production is just a major part of the production process of your project. So keep that in mind. That's what we wanted to talk about today. And when we get the songs picked and the pre-production done, now it really gets to the exciting part, where we start to hire the musicians, get a date set for the beginning of your project, and you start to see how it's going to come together. And I think we can talk a little more in detail in the future about some of the things we've touched on today, and you'll really be excited about what we share with you there, I think. Let us know if you have questions. We're certainly here to answer those in any way we can, and we'll be glad to just kind of open it up to whatever you need.
Yeah, and hopefully coming up in the future, hopefully in the near future, we're going to be able to kind of do a Facebook Live for you of an actual session, because that's been probably my most memorable moment and favorite thing about the studio. Is the first time I ever was a part of a session, and literally, you've seen charts where they're very intricate and they're all the notes and everything, but the Nashville number system is what they do here that Ernie's going to show us in a future episode as well. And they literally write these numbers on a piece of paper, take the musicians into the control room, and they'll have a rough track of the song that Ernie will literally play 20, 30 seconds of, just for them to kind of get in their heads. And then they're like, okay, we got it. And they literally go into the tracking room and just start playing it like they've heard it 1,000 times, and just flawlessly. It's the most amazing thing. So look forward to that. But thank you all so much for watching, and we've kind of had an exciting, crazy couple of weeks here at the studio. It's been really busy for us. Knock on wood. Yay. Last week, we actually, on Friday, we had Engelbert Humperdinck. Any of you remember him doing some recording, and
well, actually he didn't come in, but we had his track, and they were doing some sweetening of tracks and adding some things to it, some background vocals. But it was neat. His daughter was here, his son-in-law, and I think his granddaughter as well, who is participating in some of his recordings now, and it's
still
really cool.
A fantastic singer.
Yeah, he's
still
great.
A fantastic singer. He's been in the studio numerous times in past years and things, and this time they were just adding some vocals and some instrumentation to a song he's doing, but so amazing. And then this week we've had a really unique week, because we've had songwriters all week from England, England, Ireland, Scotland,
the British Isles,
coming in to the studio with Nashville songwriters to write. So it's been like a writing camp and writing session, and they've been coming in every single day for several hours a day and writing songs, and then at the end of the day, recording them.
Well, what they're doing is they're actually meeting in another location or other locations for the morning session. And I think they write from 9 till 12 or 12:30, and then what they've written they bring into the studio that afternoon, and between 1:30 and 5:30 they record what they've done, and they've booked the whole studio. So we're that's why we're early today, is because they're coming in shortly after 1, and we didn't want to certainly be in their way. But some amazing talent from the UK that have been here writing songs with Nashville writers, and some of the stuff they've come up with is amazing. They're just awesomely talented, and we're blessed to have those people in the studio too. Thank you, Alan Palmer.
Yes,
and,
Funhouse Studios International.
Yeah.
We're international. We're taking the world by storm, little by little.
Well, we're really glad to have those people in, and it's a real unique experience to share our studio with them as well. We have a question?
No, we have a great comment. Oh, yeah. Hey, Chris McCandless. We remember you. He says, I have to say, Ernie, you have produced all of my songs, and let me tell you, they sound like ones recorded by the superstars on the radio, and at such an affordable price. Been with your studio for approximately 15 years, getting ready to record another. Thank you so much. All
Great,
right.
Chris. Good to see you. Good to hear from you, rather.
Yeah.
You're seeing us. We can't see you, but we know you're there, buddy. I bet you're fighting fires out in California, man. I know they're having some really tough times out there, and I know Chris worked with the firefighters, and and help service the vehicles and things that they work with out there. So our prayers are with you guys out there.
Fantastic. Well, again, thank you all so much. Send us your comments, send us your questions. If you have any additional questions you had about pre-production or song selections, definitely let us know. Give us a call, send us an email. And don't forget also to share this video with all your friends and family, comment on it, like it. We greatly appreciate it. And like our Facebook page if you haven't already. But thank you all so much. Hope you have a happy and safe Friday the 13th. And we will see you next Friday.
Bye-bye, y'all.
Bye.